Hello, I'm Troy Parker, President of Innovative Labor and Cleaning. Most of you already know that. I thank you for watching this video. Now, I hope that you'll watch to the end of the video. If you watch to the end of the video, you'll see how you can win money by participating and we growing together in this journey. So watch to the end. I know you can just skip to the end and see, but then once you skip to the end, then you're not going to have to watch the video. So then you're not going to be able to participate because then you don't know what the hell the video is talking about. So watch the whole video, and then at the end, you'll see how you have an opportunity to win money. Hello, I'm Troy Parker, President and CEO of Innovative Labor and Cleaning. This is another Mental Health Monday. I want to talk about the holidays again, but this time from the perspective of those who might struggle with addiction. Many have been sober and enjoying a sober life for 2, 3, shorter times or longer. But a lot of times the holidays present many challenges. Those of you who may be young in your sobriety, 3 years or less, statistics show are at the highest rate of relapse during these periods of time because you're still new in your sobriety and triggers around the holidays many times happen. You could run into individuals at a get-together, a social event that you used to hang around with, be used together, and now you see them again after 3, 4, 5 years. This can be a trigger because it'll bring back memories of the behaviors you used to do. There's also times that stresses because maybe you had issues with a person. It could be a sibling. It could be someone that you work with in the office and you've never seen them in a social setting, but you've always seen them at work. And a lot of times we all know people are different at work than they are when they get out socially. People who already get on your nerves can, after a drink or two, become even a lot more louder, boisterous, and now they're even 10 times annoying. This could cause you to be triggered. What I often suggest to people is, one, if you're going to an event, take someone along with you that is part of your support system. It doesn't have to necessarily be your sponsor, but somebody who's really been there for you, helping you in your recovery. These people are kind of like a designated driver. The designated driver gets you home when you're drinking too much. This person is there to support you. So if you get into one of those situations where someone's getting on your nerves, or you run into an old friend and they're trying to say, hey, well, let's go outside, and you know where it's going to lead, this person, they act like a guard railing on the highway to pull you back and get you in your lane before you go over the cliff. Also, like I mentioned in the other video, take time to think about scenarios that you might encounter and then imagine how you would handle them. Use the breathing technique I mentioned, where you calm your breathing down, taking long, drawn out inhalations and holding it, and long exhalations. The value of this is when you get all upset and you start breathing real fast, you can't think rationally. That's why people who do things in fits of anger say, I don't know, I must have went crazy, I don't know what I was thinking, because they weren't thinking. When you stay calm, it allows you to think rationally. That way, when you get into a situation that may be a stressor, a trigger, or someone's trying to suggest, hey, why don't you go outside and engage in a behavior you don't want to, you can calmly say, hey, I'm 3 years sober and I'm happy with that. But you're calm, and you can do it in a way where you're not offensive to that person, not meaning to be offensive. Some people could still get offended, but then you're able to exit the situation. Planning ahead, just like having a designated driver if you're going out with the guys or girls to the bar. Planning ahead, having that designated driver, it's the same thing. Having that designated person to help you to see if you get into a situation, it's kind of like having a guy up in the box during a football game. They're able to look and tell you, okay, this is what the defense is doing, that's why this isn't working, and maybe do this. So plan ahead. Also, make sure that you stay connected with your support group as far as going to meetings, as far as staying up on your reading, any tools you're using like meditation, journaling, things of that nature. Especially during times where you know it could be stressful, like holidays, or any time, it doesn't have to be the holidays. Using your tools that you've used year after year after year. A lot of times people will get to the holidays and say, it's the end of the year, I just want to relax, let my hair down, and they stop doing those little basic things that have kept them on track. They'll stop journaling. It's November, I'm just going to take November, December off, so I'm not going to go into any AA meetings. I'm not going to go to any NA meetings. But then it's kind of like running your battery down because you're not recharging your mind. So then if you get into a triggering situation, now you don't have that backup that you need. So stay connected to your support system. Also, it's time, if you find yourself where you're kind of down about the holidays and you're getting a little antsy, do something nice for someone else. Many times, and I don't care what your problem is, it doesn't have to be addiction, it can just be any problem. You'll find if you stop and help someone else with their problem, one, your problem seems a lot easier to deal with, and many times the answer to your problem comes so much quicker. So these are a few tips that I'll give you during this time of year, and really any time of year, to help keep you on the road to sobriety. As always, it's up to you to make your life matter, and happy holidays. Okay, now we're at the end of the video, and I know everybody's chomping at the bit to find out, well, how the hell do we get some money? Here's how you get the money. You guys will receive the link Monday morning, probably around 9 o'clock. The first 3 people to respond back, and you have to respond back speaking on how the video has either affected you, could affect you, how you could use what the video talked about. You can't just text back and say, I like the video. No, this is something you're gonna have to put a little effort in. Now, at 6 p.m. Monday night, the first 3 people who send back their response of how the video either helped them, how they could use the video, something that you can tell the person watched the dang video. So for example, I have a video that talks about support groups and using support groups during the holiday. If someone texts back at 6:01 and says, hey, I use a support group because I struggled with alcohol addiction and the holiday time was a trigger for me. And so I would go to my support groups, get the support I needed, and it helped me get through the holiday season. That's a good response. But if you just text back saying, I like the video, or even if maybe you've never used a support group, you could say, hey, I struggle with anxiety around the holidays, and maybe I could look into a support group. Does anyone know any? The reason I'm having you text back to the same number and not just put it on YouTube is that way it stays private within the company, because we're a family, and this whole purpose of this is for us to grow together. There's a lot of things that I don't know that you know, and there's things I might be able to share with you that you don't know. It's as if we were all sitting around a round table. The room that we're sitting in is going to look different to each of us because we're sitting someplace different all around this table, and that's the same way life is. So there's some experiences I may have never experienced that you have that you could help me with. There's some points of view I've maybe never thought of because, maybe I've never experienced it. I never experienced it coming from where you're coming from. So the whole thing is for us to build each other. So just remember, watch the video. You got all day to watch it. The first 3 people to respond back after 6 o'clock, because if you respond back at 5:54, 5:55, it's not going to count. It's after 6. You'll get the $50 gift card. Now keep in mind, sometimes it's not gonna be 50. Sometimes I feel a little generous now. It could be 100, it could be 200. The whole thing and the point of me doing this is to get you guys to pour in to each other and to me, and we share with each other and we grow together. This business has grown not because of me, but because of all of us. I couldn't have done this by myself, and I know that, and I thank you all for all you've helped me to do, and I hope I've been able to help you. And this is another way to give back, because a lot of times people see me and say like, hey, how'd you do this? Or how would you do this? And there's times I come to people and be like, hey, how do you think we should do this? Because I don't know everything, and you don't know what you don't know. So I hope you guys will participate. Please hit the like button, share the channel, because even people outside of the company could watch and gain things from the video. Now, the only people who can win the money are those in the innovative family. So it's not like when the channel grows and we get 1 million people watching it, everybody can get the $50. It doesn't work that way. It's only the people who are teammates in the innovative family. I thank you again, and remember, it's up to you to make your life matter.